Alright, I'm just gonna record a quick little intro video. So essentially this is where I've started out on this floating island. Pretty cool. I'm not complaining. But essentially this mod pack starts with a very it's gonna take you a while, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. So instead of just being able to chop trees, you actually uh, get the log. Oh, that's my gravestone because I died. And you put it on the chopping block and you punch it. And usually you get one plank. So that's how you're going to chop your logs from now on, and you're going to eventually have a diamond axe and be able to chop them, and it'll give you a bunch of wood. And then also, when you mine any type of Minecraft-based rock, it's going to give you rocks. And so you can throw the rocks, but the thing you're going to want to do with the rocks is make cobblestone. And because I haven't found any clay on this floating island in the past hour, I'm just going to give myself one clay for the sake of showing this. So clay, bam. And then you're going to go on your crafting table, you're going to put your clay down, and you're going to surround it by the rocks, and it's going to give you one cobblestone. So it makes early game a little bit, before I feel like you could run past things and just kind of leave things. Now I want to pick up everything, except flowers. Flowers, you can leave the flowers. But, you know, everything kind of has a little bit more value now that it takes a little bit longer to get some more of the base resources. But, I'm essentially starting with industrial craft, and then from industrial craft moving into immersive engineering, and then from there branching out into other tech mods that are interesting. And then, I mean, there are also tech mods that cross over, and pipes and items and things that you can use, which is really cool. So, I mean, dynamic trees, ancient trees, cyclic, Cranker's Odyssey, furniture mod, industrial craft, earthworks, really cool, just kind of extra building stuff, like kind of a cottagey thing. Embers is a really cool dwarven-based tech mod where you essentially are harvesting ember out of the earth and using it to power all your machines here. And of course you got extra utilities too, immersive engineering, immersive petroleum, which is an extension of immersive engineering, immersive tech, same thing, iron backpacks, just upgradable backpacks, just a few fish, lets you catch fish and have fish. Minewatch, this is a really cool mod that I'm not a big fan of Overwatch, but I saw this, and they actually did a really good job of integrating the weapons here into Minecraft. For example, I've got Tracer's, no, see, that's Tracer's Pulse Pistol. That's one of them where you have to double equip them. But the Peacekeeper here, so, whoops. I guess right click is just spray fire, and yep. So left click is just shoot, and right is spray fire. Or just hold it down, I guess. But anyway, it's actually quite a lot of fun, and it's not very overpowered because they're limited. Well, I'm in creative mode, so the bar's not going down, but you have a limited amount of shots, so they eventually go away, so they're not... What the hell is this lava pit doing up here? Suddenly lava pit. Okay. But, okay. Actually, that's good. We can use that for endothermic generators later. But, yeah, so you've got this Minewatch mod, which essentially lets you have all the armor and weapons from Overwatch, and it's just a little bit of extra cool stuff. Modern lights for your modern builds, open modular turrets, keep your base safe. Harvestcraft, extra food and things to do for farming. Project Red Core, just redstone improvements and lighting and ore switches, wires, more lights. Project Red expansion. Exploration, so you just got some things thrown in there by Project Red. I think, yeah, like rubies, peridot, and sapphire. Roots, cool mod where you can essentially build totems and actually some cool armor on there that I'm not sure if they have whatever, you'll see it eventually. And then Totemic, which is kind of a druid-based, it's interesting because a lot of these mods come with books, so that's what I'm kind of banking on, is when people join, I'll kind of direct them to, if, hey, what does this do? Well, there's a book for that mod, and then I'll then tell you to make that book, because a lot of the books you just make them with like a book and a lever, or a book and something else, or or so on. So yeah, you then got AgriCraft. Oh, Xtones. This one's really cool. It has a ton of new colorful building blocks. And then AgriCraft, you can make your sprinkler systems and water your crops and cross your seeds. And Aquaculture adds a lot more fish and some goodies to fish up on very low chance. Bibliocraft, Biomes of Plenty. I'm not generating the map with Biomes of Plenty. I'm just using the plants and such to kind of give it a really lush, realistic look. Hence, why there's so many plants and why, honestly, I love the look of this. It's it's almost like Skyrim craft, but you can actually interact with the world and not just click NPCs. But yeah, so then you've got architecture. What is it? No, DecoCraft. This is DecoCraft. Let you add a bunch of really weird shit that kind of goes against Minecraft's fundamental blocky stuff. But I mean, I've kind of gotten past that because, you know, what if you want a milk jug and I just want to put my milk jug here on the floor, or maybe another one here, or maybe one here, and here, and here, and here, and here. So if I just want to like hang out with a bunch of milk, I can. And then you've got, holy shit, you've got a lot of props. But anyway, so then you've got Chisel 2. That's pretty cool. So Chisel, I think that's all the way back at the beginning. Where was it? Chisel. Oh well. In here somewhere, but anyway, it just lets you chisel blocks into cooler blocks. Fairy lights. This I've never actually tried this, but it looked pretty interesting. I guess you can string lights in a certain way. Can I place one there? Oh, okay. And then I'm in creative, so I'll just fly up here. Oh, very cool. All right. So now we've got some hanging red lights that are totally going against my my complete survival. Yeah, this is not really survival. But then you got agriculture, apiculture, arboriculture, all kinds of tree stuff for forestry mod, and then more harvestcraft foods. Modular power suits. I really like this mod. I've always really liked this mod. I haven't played with it lately. I just saw that it was updated to 1.10, so I thought I'd throw it in and get to it later because it had some really cool stuff. And the modular power armor, honestly, let me see if I can put this on because it was some of the coolest armor I've seen in the game of Minecraft, hence me wanting to wear it. Survival, boom, 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 boom. Aw. F3? No, F5. Damn, well, there was a build where they had this super cool version of this armor, or it was very high res, and it almost reminded me of some of these props here, like this almost. It was very high detail. It was very cool. Oh well, but I'm gonna toss that because that's not fair to have in survival. And milk, and break all the milks. And the light, even though it was a cool light. And let's see, oh, there's chisel. Okay, so here's the basic. Different chisels, and then you can chisel anything into anything, and oh my god, so many different blocks. Holy fucking shit, look at all these different color blocks. I just want to make everything out of the blocks. But anyway, ooh, whoa. Future block. Okay, these would actually be pretty fucking dope to have in my house at some point. But yeah, so then Mowzy's mobs, which adds kind of specialized mobs. You've got a Phaliath, Ferris Rotnite, Bracona, and a Barakoa, and Baroko, the Sun Chief. And these are just various odd mobs that you'll encounter as you're exploring. One of them is this giant knight with an axe. The other one's these little tiki dudes. For the most part, stay away from them. They'll fuck you up. And then nether core, add some extra stuff to nether. And then plants, structure tools for recurrent complex. Actually, that's probably nothing you guys need to look at. Rock hounding rocks adds a whole bunch of different rocks and way more stuff to the surface. So yeah, literally infinite amount of things you can build your house with. And then rock hounding surface. This is just rock hounding, like wood, things actually on the surface of the earth. All these really cool shields, gravestones, which adds all these different gravestones that you can discover, as well as crypts full of loot and all the kinds of crazy shit, and it's really dangerous, and don't go in there unless you're ready to get fucked, because it just spawns mobs like crazy. So that's kind of why I'm actually a proponent of the mine, or the Overwatch mod, because holy Jesus, sometimes you just get so many mods spawning, there's no way you can just single click them with a sword, or throwing potions becomes very tedious, so clearing them down with a weapon to an extent seems to work very well, and it's really, I think they've integrated it quite well within the mod. But anyway, I'm going to delete these things. So yeah, essentially you're going to start out with the basics. You're going to want to get an iron furnace and macerator and such to kind of get your base going. Let's see, where is Industrial Craft? There it is. So yeah, you're going to want to start out with your generator, and then you're going to want to power, you're going to want to get a solar panel to power your bat box, and iron furnaces, and then I also have advanced machines and such. So a molecular transformer, I don't even know if that's from the original. But yeah, this should have the higher, quantum solar panel. I guess that's it. And then yeah, I've also done textures for all the stupid quantum suit body armor and such, so it looks a little bit more interesting. But yeah, so I would start with Industrial Craft and Embers, because those actually can go together. And Embers actually has a book that goes with it, if I can find it. I believe it does. Actually, the system for this is a little bit strange, because it wants you to create a what is it? It wants you to create this strange item, and then from the item you just look at things and it'll tell you about them. Whereas I want to look at them beforehand. So I guess that's just shitty planning on their part, even though it's a great mod. Yeah, let me see. I'm not, because it's Ember Gauge, Spawn Ancient Column, Zombie on my crafting table, Atmospheric Gauge. There it is. Eye of the Ancients. Okay, there it is. So for some reason, if you crafted a stamper before you even knew what it was, you could then look at it with the Eye of the Ancients, and it would tell you, Stamper, a powerful iron piston powered by Ember. The stamper is able to stamp shapes into blah 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 blah. But yeah, so everything is essentially explained. You just have to find it. Sometimes you might have to go online. I mean, I guess that's the fun of Minecraft. Is I remember my first time playing, like, what do I do? So, you know, this is essentially the same thing. I mean, you're going to be able to survive. I don't know, if not long, but eventually you're going to want to build a giant multi-block ember fluid vessel with giant tanks and such, and pumping all kinds of fluids, and where's some of the cool immersive engineering stuff. Honestly, the immersive engineering stuff is really cool. I'm not sure how to make a lot of it, because it tells you in the book, which is really cool. See, it says immersive engineering. You open the engineer's manual, it goes over everything. Let's see, powers large generators, heavy machinery. So the crusher. So see, you start out with these individual blocks, and it tells you level by level, like literally boom, boom, boom. And so it says it then explains it. So it says it's going to require 10 steel scaffolding, 1 redstone engineering block. So yeah, literally everything is explained. You just have to find it. So don't feel lost. And I think people should have a great time. So yeah, if you're interested in playing, let me know. Thanks. Bye.